Swift versus Ginebra, 1992, first conference.
For Mercurial, in fact, since the game has been played in spurts.
You know, but as expected, this has really been a riveting game. Some numbers during the third quarter, you can see that Swift dominating and blanking Ginebra on the fast break points. And you know, most of that is really to be Ginebra's fault because they haven't been able to come down on defense quick enough.
You know, some of their miscues have occurred somewhere near the 4.5-meter line, enabling Swift, giving Swift a little more real estate to work with off the break. Asaitono with the juggling act, and now Ginebra trying to fine-tune and regain the confidence that they had in the early portion of the third and in the second quarter.
Swift trying to isolate Asaitono on the left side.
They've been trying to do that since the middle portion of the third quarter, but Ginebra quick to defend against that. And as the new rule states, the shot clock will not be reset. We're down to 3 seconds. Director Jun Bigayan is on the ball today. And Jack Tanuan ended up with no space to work with.
Well, that was a faulty inbound to begin with. Tanuan trying to make something out of nothing and called for the turnover. Still a 6-point lead, though, for the Mighty Meaties.
Another miscue. Cabatu wrestling with Solis.
And this was really the fault of Andy de Guzman because he had actually a look at that ball. Solis thought he would pick up the ball. Then he left for his front court, and Solis left with Cabatu contesting that leather.
Cabatu to Laisaga. Cole arching his shot. Somebody just pushed off Sonny Cabatu, but it won't go Ginebra's way.
Foul, Loizaga.
It's on Chito Loizaga. Chito's second personal foul, first on the team. First foul, in fact, of the fourth quarter.
You know, Ginebra in that third quarter lived with their offensive rebounding. That was the big reason why they were still in the game, hanging around, in fact. Could have been a bigger lead for Swift.
Exactly. 3-second shot clock, and they make it with time to spare.
That's only the first field goal for Jack Tanuan, or rather the second field goal.
And the first field goal of the fourth quarter. Cole, he wants to take matters into his own hands and drills it inside.
Foul, de Guzman.
De Guzman charged with his second foul.
Loizaga.
Now, Jervis Cole, after that major explosion of points in the second period, sort of tapered off in the third quarter. Now with 37. Ginebra, of course, hopeful that he will explode once more.
Well, a lot has to be credited to Nelson Asaitono for playing good defense during the third quarter. Of course, if you remember, during that breakaway where he had in the second quarter, Asaitono had to sit out that portion of the game.
21 points by Cole in the second quarter. Jaworski and Cole quickly onto that rebound. The pass to Cabatu is broken up. Solis looking for a teammate. Asaitono on the way.
No defense whatsoever for Ginebra. Cole not blocking out the baseline, and Ampalaya giving him the free access. It's a 7-point lead for Swifts.
Cole bumped on the way up. Nothing there. De Guzman. Long cross-court pass. Solis for a triple D. Yes!
Solis, 3 points.
A big one. And we'll be right back after this timeout by Ginebra.
Gayoso.
Earlier, a PEP 24 fast break. Arencio at the end point there. Arencio's back in the ballgame. Cole, aggressive.
Somehow they lack that facet of their game as we started the fourth quarter. Asaitono will pick up his foul. That will be his fourth. Ginebra has had problems, Sev, in this game, starting off every quarter. If you notice in that third quarter, that was a 12-2 blast that gave them the lead. That was Swift. As Cole coming up really short in his free throw. And in this fourth quarter, as we were saying, again, Swift coming up with a quick start.
You know, Cole shouted short as he normally do when you, di ba, pag nasa kamay mo, alam mo di ba? But he didn't know it was that short. Here's Henderson. Asaitono.
Foul, Jaworski.
Sonny Jaworski gets his second personal foul. 9:15 to play.
Well, Cabado that time played good defense, except that Asaitono using his power, getting everybody out of the way.
Asaitono now with a grand total of 29 points.
You know, he has really found a home here in Swift's. He's found the playing time that he deserves and the kind of play that he wants to really execute.
Talagang yung kanyang pagbabalik sa bahay niya, no, ha? And as you know, during the amateur days, he did play with this particular franchise. Sonny Jaworski working on the outside. Cole has a double team on him. Arencio unloads a triple V. It's an air ball. Sonny Cabado tried to keep it in play. To no avail. Jack Tanuan will now get a break as Terry Saldana steps back in. It's a 10-point lead by the Swift mighty Meaties, who have in fact been mighty at times when they need it most.
Yes, and Swift has been able to play good defense the past few trips down the floor. Ginebra, on the other hand, still struggling from the field. They only shot 32% during the third quarter.
Shot clock reduced to 5. De Guzman, triple B. Yes! And Swift now beginning to bury Ginebra with an avalanche of points. Jaworski.
He'll try to get it back.
Jaworski, 3 points.
Second triple for Sonny Jaworski, and the lead is back down to 10. Trying to wake up his team, Sev.
Yes, indeed. And they need that wake-up call right now. However, Swift not about ready to give it to them, hoping that this slumber of Ginebra will continue.
Ampalayo will be charged with a foul. That will be his second foul.
You know, some of the offensive weapons of Ginebra have also gone poof as of this point compared to that explosive second period they had.
Well, Arencio, for instance, really has not been able to deliver anything here in the second half.
Good point. He had 10 big points in the first quarter of play. Asaitono, all power inside.
He curled towards the middle and his guard, hoping somebody would come up with the help. Almost a near steal by Asaitono.
Jaworski in three-point land, draws it in closer, sends it to Arencio.
A lot of contact in that play.
Nelson Asaitono leading the scoring parade for Swift with a total of 32 points. On the other hand, it is Jervis Cole with a 40-point output so far. We're down to 7.5 in the final chapter. Cole traveled.
Asaitono actually gave him the lane. Watch this again. Asaitono just standing there, giving him the lane, but Cole trying to take the extra step for the momentum. Called for the steps.
Well, Asaitono just doesn't want to graduate that early.
Yes.
With still 7:19 to go. Terry Saldana.
Good rotation by Ginebra at that time. Only 5 seconds in the shot clock of Swift's. 7 minutes, 7 seconds in the game clock.
Yes, and the Mighty Meaty is a point short of their biggest lead. They increase it once more.
Tono, 3 points.
That's a surprise jumper from Asaitono. In this conference or in this 1992 season, he has not attempted from the 3-point range.
When you are in perfect sync and when you are in the zone, nothing can go wrong. Cole.
At this point, Cole is just trying too hard, Sev.
9 seconds, shot clock.
He has the shot, he has the opportunities to make the basket close to the hoop, but he's been really trying too hard, and in the process, he's losing the basketball.
Cole is in the air, cuts down that big lead of Swift to 13. 6:35 to go.
But there's still a lot of time in this game. We
Warning,
have
Ginebra,
13-point
San Miguel.
lead for
Cole for delaying the
Swift.
game.
As we hear a warning being slapped on Jervis Cole for handling the ball before the inbound.
Don't forget, later on in the evening, Presto takes on Pepsi, and Dr. J will be joining us later on. Anderson, good pass, what a play!
And Henderson really spotting the man that's open, and Andy De Guzman cutting well without the ball.
You know, Henderson has shut off his personal offense to help run this team, which really doesn't have a natural point guard as of now. And they have not had one for a long time.
Technical foul, Swift Mighty Meaty Hot Dogs. Asaitono
Illegal
for illegal
defense will be
defense.
slapped on Swifts with 6 minutes and 9 seconds remaining. A big 15-point lead for Swifts. And actually, this lead, Sev, has been built because of the sporadic mental lapses on the part of Ginebra on defense.
And those 3-point bombs coming from De Guzman and Asaitono, they haven't hurt a bit. Arencio's shot is up and out. Saldana didn't have it on the way down, but Loizaga knocked it away.
Ginebra continues to miss from the outside, and they really haven't been able to bring that ball in the same way they were able to in the first half.
Only 2 people have scored for Ginebra in this quarter, Jaworski and Cole.
That time Henderson
Foul on Palayo.
bringing it strong to the hoop, picking up a foul from Ampalayo, his third. Ampalayo now being changed by Dante Gonsalgo.
Rudy Distrito chatting with Jervis Cole, as if Cole wanted to ask him, how you doing?
Why are you in blue?
And Distrito, okay lang ko dito.
You know, Henderson's obviously a team man. He would deliver when needed to, because he's the league's leading scorer among the imports, but today only 26 points. But you can see his numbers on rebounds.
Exactly, and 6 tries from the free throw line, only 1 connection, and Ginebra has a shot from the outside, 112-99. Still too early for Swift to relax, and against Ginebra, you cannot afford to get into a comfortable position.
That's correct.
No lead is safe with this team around. Asaitono. Arencio. Foul given up by Solis.
Good foul to give up. Second foul only for Al Solis.
Foul, Solis.
And only the third team foul for Swifts with 5 minutes, 20 seconds remaining here in the game.
Timeout situation. 3 left for Ginebra, 4 more for the Swift Mighty Meaties. Gonzalgo. Thwarted by the defense. Asaitono, the human dynamo, is everywhere. 5 minutes and 7 seconds.
And wisely, Swifts slows down the game
To the tempo of, that they favor. They're in front. Shot clock, however, is down to 4. Solis pops. Short. And a 25-second violation slapped against the Mighty
25
Meaties.
seconds, violation.
Coach
Solis.
Yang Jia was arguing that
Arencio.
the ball hit the rim prior to the horn. Anyway, Solis is now replaced by Rudy Distrito.
Chito Loizaga, nothing. Dondon, yes!
Foul, Saldana.
Saldana with a personal foul. His fourth team foul situation. 4 charged against Ginebra, 4 as well against the mighty meaties of Swift.
Well, in that last slow-mo, clearly, Andy De Guzman could have blocked out Dondo Ampalayo because Aceitono came out to help on Chito Loizaga, but De Guzman too late. Ampalayo getting the offensive rebound. Now a chance for a 3-point play, which he converts.
We will pause for the Swift Mighty Meaty timeout.
Timeout, Swift Mighty Meaty Hot Dogs.
Back here at the National Academy of Sports Arena, the new name of the Ultra. 4:46 remaining, 112 to 102. The Swift Mighty Meaties in front against the Ginebras by 10. Distrito, Henderson, Aceitono, Saldana, together with Andy De Guzman up against Jaworski, Cole, Loizaga, Ampalayo, and Gonzalgo. 10-second shot clock for Swift. Foul before any attempt could be taken. Ampalayo will collect his fourth. I'd just like to correct what I mentioned earlier. Nelson Aceitono just with 4 personal fouls. In that situation earlier, he still did not want to commit a foul to give him his 5th.
Well, he's been the heart and soul so far of this game for Swift's 35 points.
Henderson working at the top of the key, draws it in closer.
Looping it over Jervis Cole. It's back to a 12-point lead. With only about 4 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in this ball game.
Ginebra San Miguel hoping to improve on its 2-1 card as Jaworski hits that triple B. The Swift Mighty Meaties working with a 1 and 2 card.
And a good steal by Gonzalgo on the inbound. Ampalayo completes the play.
And the 5-point swing of Ginebra San Miguel, Molly.
Down to an 8-point lead, as we were saying. That this is really a game of spurts and a lot of mental lapses on both teams. Now, Ginebra taking advantage of those miscues from Swifts.
Distrito.
Begging for a foul.
De Guzman.
Quickly, Al Solis service brought in to restore organization on the part of Swifts and to bring that ball or to give more ball distribution.
Henderson pops. This one refuses to drop. 3:29 to go. Ginebra trying to bounce back. They're down by 8. Jaworski confronted by the double team of the street and Solis. Gonzalgo. No. Rebound battle. Nelson Aceitono with a one-handed Kalawit rebound, and Cole will give up the foul.
Only the 3rd foul for Jervis Cole, breaking up a possible fast break play for Swifts. Sorry miss by Dante Gonzalgo from top of the 3-point range.
We almost could have heard a similar explosion to that of Taal Volcano. 114 to 106. Henderson checking the inside. If he can find an open man, spots the Dynamo. Here's Aceitono. Shot clock is reduced to 11. Henderson, no. Referee Chua says it is not a shooting foul.
Ampalayo will be charged with 5th personal foul.
And Ginebra's 6th team foul. Checking that it is its 7th team foul. Solis. Saldana. Cole erased from the photo there. And there is an advantage foul could be in the situation.
Well, obviously Ampalayo had already stepped on Al Solis. Solis will pick up his 3rd personal foul. Ampalayo will be given 2 free throws.
An accidental elbow hitting Solis.
Injury timeout, Swift Mighty Meaty Hot Dogs.
Well, this lead has been cut down to 6-7 from a high of about 12, I believe, a while back.
Roel Nadurata swiftly using this situation as an opportunity to give some instructions as well.
The ever street smart Noel Nadurata.
And observing the protocol of the coaching staff, he asked Yang Yao, can I go to the court? I will just check on the injury.
And of course, he reports to Yengyao that Alsolis is all right.
Nasabi ko na.
Well, Ampalayo has a chance to cut this lead further.
Sinigawan ni Dondon yung bola at na-disappoint siya sa sarili niya, but he will have a second try. 114 to 106. The Ginebras are down by 8 points with 2 minutes 54 seconds left to play. And 0 for 2.
Sorry, misses for Dondon Ampalayo. You know, Ginebra has also struggled from the free throw line today.
Yesterday, those 2 free throws could have altered the situation that both teams find themselves in right now.
Correct. Not only in terms of score, but also in terms of tempo.
Yes.
Cabatu will be charged with a block. Third personal for Sonny Cabatu. They're already in the penalty, so Asaytona will be given 2 free throws.
Foul, Cabatu.
Already the import of Swift, Mr. Henderson, already with a triple-double. So far, Henderson with a collection of 29 points, 13 rebounds, and 11 assists.
And this guy is only 2 points shy of his career high. He misses, though, a free throw. He has surpassed his conference high of 28 points.
Nine-point lead as we trickle down to 2 and 34. Cole with a twirl.
Foul, Asaytono.
And now that is going to be the 5th foul of Asaytona.
And Coach Yengyao pointing to Alsolis as the one who committed the foul. Of course, obviously trying to preserve the fouls of Nelson Asaytono.
Correction. Foul, Solis.
And that's correct. That was the proper call. Solis had a hand on that basketball.
Sonny Jaworski with a wide grin on his face.
Kumakalusot lang naman. Still a long time to go, 2.5. 9-point lead for Swifts. Cole continues to miss.
You know, Ginebra, if they want to look for a reason why they were not able to chase, they don't have to look very far.
That's correct.
Just about 4.5 meters from the hoop.
Cole is only 6 out of 12 or 7 out of 12 after that converted free throw.
They have missed 3 crucial charities. 2 and 22 left.
They isolate Henderson on the right side.
Distrito. Shot clock down to 4. Saitono. No.
Cabatu will be charged with a foul. That will be his 4th.
Foul,
But that was a poor foul to give up because the shot clock was winding down. And for sure, Asaytona would have thrown up a harried shot.
Maki De Hoya will make a return to the ball game.
Cabatu.
Pulling out Cabatu.
You know, De Hoya played a good first quarter.
Yes.
Hitting 8 points, I think, in the first half. And he really contributed not only offensively, but defensively against David Henderson.
Ginebras down by 8. Down by 9. Swift Mighty Meaties trying to display all their poise, whatever poise they've got, for the final crucial stretch.
And now Asaytona converts his second charity and surpassing his career high of 37 points. So this is
Last
the
2
career high for
minutes.
Nelson Asaytona.
Last 2
As
minutes.
we go into the last 2 minutes, brought to you by Emperador Brandy. Enjoy it like a king, as Cole stuffed it in. 117 to 109.
Near steal by Gonzaga, but again, Swifts getting away.
Saitono, finger roller and all. Got a foul as well.
Again, a breakdown on defense on the part of Ginebra as they tried for the steal. Watch this again.
Today, there is nobody as strong or as fast or as quick as Nelson Saitono from Ginebra. Nobody from Ginebra can stop this guy today.
Yes.
Timeout by Jaworski.
Timeout, Ginebra, San Miguel.
Well, the fans just a little bit distracted by some merriment happening just above us, Mr. Yala.
Well, the Ginebra fans obviously worried at this stage. They're down by 11, a minute 45.
Cole rips apart the inside.
We were talking at the half as Saldana picked up his fifth foul
Saldana.
of the problems of Swifts emanating from the inside game of Ginebra. They were substantially able to shut down the paint for Ginebra. At the same time, they were able to control the local support for Jervis Cole today.
Henderson screaming at Saldana. Rebound, Terry. No need for that as Cole for the free throw. 9-point lead by Swift. Henderson still bottled up in the backcourt. Strito gets it across. Strito up against De Hoya. Henderson, Strito. Crowd screaming that there could have been a traveling violation.
And they forced the turnover on Swifts. Too much dribbling on the part of Swifts.
Ampalayo dancing, scoring, and Swift will need a timeout.
Timeout, Swift Mighty Meaty Hot Dogs.
We're back for the final minute and 20 seconds of our first game here in our Sunday special in the PBA. 7-point lead by the Swift Mighty Meaty Hot Dogs against Ginebra San Miguel.
Well, this is not yet the time to rest on their laurels. Swift still has to play aggressively. A foul given up by Jaworski. The penalty that stops the clock.
Now the chess game that is employed in the stretch now being executed by both coaches.
Henderson prior to this game shooting 87%. Well, if you remember in the last game against San Miguel, Swifts also won from the free throw line. It was a battle of the free throws. San Miguel giving way.
Timeout, Ginebra.
Timeout, Ginebra, San Miguel.
Only a minute 19 seconds remaining. Near steal by Asaitono. Foul given up by
Foul, Strito.
Strito, yes. That's his fifth.
Both teams in penalty. Mike Advani enjoying the action. Rick Marata all set to come back into the ball game.
For ball handling, obviously.
Cole takes care of the first Saldana, and now that's quite clear, Nolly, as we have three guards, three good ball handlers for Swift.
And of course, Marata also a fantastic free throw shooter.
Cole deliberately misses the second, but Asaitona takes it away. Solis has it. They're trying to pursue the ball carrier. They're still in the backcourt. Solis to Asaitono. Near steal by Horencio.
Well, he read that play quite well, except that he couldn't handle the ball. Only a minute, 3 seconds remaining, an 8-point lead for Swifts.
Henderson nudged, but he misses inside. Ginebra again a man late on their defensive rotation.
De Hoya, 6 fouls.
So McDonald De Hoya will say goodnight to all of you because of 6 personal fouls.
Well, although De Hoya played a good first quarter and part of the second quarter, it seemed like he cooled down sufficiently because of the length of time he stayed on the bench. Couldn't sustain his run. In the meantime, Henderson, look at his numbers today.
A triple-double.
If I'm not mistaken, this is the first of the conference set.
Yes.
Bobby Parks was a rebound or two shy from that triple-double yesterday.
Over there in the out-of-town game. Cole, he is given the shot.
54 seconds remaining, an 8-point lead. Ginebra still plugging away.
Asaitono, Henderson, Marata waiting for the basketball. Marata is there. They will try to consume as much time as possible. Henderson, Cole, there is the foul. And Gonzaga and Henderson in a ball throwing situation.
Well, you know, frustrations come in at the end game. 8-point lead, 41 seconds to go. Looks like a tall order for Ginebra, particularly with these two free throws coming up for David Henderson.
Technical foul on Henderson. Gonzaga.
Those two technicals will, of course, cancel out each other.
We're down to 41 seconds. Swift Mighty Meaties getting their act solid in the crucial stages. And going into the final quarter, they were up by 6, 92-86. Contrast that to the end of the first half where Ginebra was up by 6.
Well, the big turn of events here was the two 3-point shots made here in the fourth quarter, one by Andy De Guzman, another by Nelson Asaitono, to bring up that lead.
Henderson has been a steadying force. Cole unloads. No, sir. Ampalayo. Cole. 126-118. Marata still in the deep backcourt. Tries to wiggle himself out of disaster. Arencho, however, breaks up the play and scores.
Down to a 6-point lead, 17 seconds, a near steal by Ampalayo.
And Henderson is fouled.
Could have changed matters here in the end game if Ampalayo had gotten that steal. Plus a conversion, of course.
Now let's go back to those free throws that they missed.
Oh, yes. 3 big ones in the last 3 minutes.
And now Henderson is on the stripe. He could drive in the final nails. But he fails. He hit his finger instead.
Wrong head of the hammer. Well, this guy's entitled to a couple of mistakes today. Almost a perfect game for David Henderson.
But on the other end, Ampalayo is clearly hurt off his hand.
Oh! 2 misses by Henderson.
And Ginebra San Miguel will call a timeout.
Ginebra San Miguel.
That was a quick one. We shall now try to zoom in and listen in. 11 seconds to go. 126-120 is our official score. Swift in front.
Pido, back. You go here to this corner. If you're free, take it, this 2 rebound. But, Jervis, if you're free, I want you to take the 3-pointer. You don't have to worry. That's our only hope. Now, if you have a man, okay, if you have a man, Jervis, this is you. You're gonna spin back on Jervis, okay? And Dante, you're gonna spin back on Pido, okay? So you're going that way, okay? Again, Jervis, you're down, You're down. You're popping up right away. So if your man doesn't go, I'm gonna pass the ball for a 3-pointer, this 3 rebound. However, you continue with the pick, go, and then back pick here, okay? Because you're free, okay? And don't look there. Look here. So, ikaw titignan mo siya, ikaw ang pipick sa kanya. So, you're staying... Oh. You're staying up here. Okay? This you, Pido, This you, Dante. God bless us.
Well, the instructions are very clear, Sev, and I think the word that is very prominent in
Palayo.
the huddle is that this is our only hope, the 3-point shot with 11 seconds remaining.
And it is safe to assume that the Swift Mighty Meaties discussed the very same subject.
Oh yes, they're expecting a 3-point shot. Of course, Jaworski mentioned that Cole should drive in if he doesn't have a shot from the 3-point range.
Jaworski looking at the play evolve. Rayoso, nothing there. Parencho, his own version, yes!
Only 2 seconds remaining and just a 3-point lead.
Parencho, 3 points.
Marata is fouled. Interestingly enough, the time did not move.
And some confusion also. All the
Foul,
players
goal.
are pointing to the shot or to the game clock.
Cole, 6 fouls.
Well, in any event, 6 fouls already on Jervis Cole.
You know, there could be a reason for that. Sometimes the 2 seconds in the game clock could be 2.9.
Yes, good point. Good
And
point.
a fraction of a second could be chopped off, but that still would register 2 seconds because we don't have those fractions of a second in our game clock.
Here at the Nassau,
Yes.
whereas compared to the Ninoy Aquino Stadium over there in the Rizal Memorial Sports Complex, we do have those fractions of a second that
Yes.
you were talking about.
So this could be still validly
Yes, good point.
closer to the 1 second mark than the to the 2 second mark. So nonetheless, Marata will be given 2 free throws.
And that 3-point shot by Pido Harencio, quite spectacular. So Ginebra is out of timeouts,
Yes.
Nolly.
Well, that's the liability that they're playing now with.
But Marata missing the first. He could have taken care of this ball game with no problem at all, but he misses the first.
Remember that Cole is no longer in the basketball game. Marata trying to assure the game. He makes it.
Yes. The 4-point lead. Jaworski with a desperation try. And Rudy Distrito and Jaworski shake hands. And coaches also shake hands. Yang Yao and Jaworski. We'll have this ball game tied up for you in a nice wrapper and ribbon after these. That's our final count, 127 to 123. So